and queens, your majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my team subscribers. You're lot celebrated and appreciated. I want us to have some like a heart-to-heart discussion about Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore. Okay, the reason why Ibrahim Traore became a threat to first the American government and the French government. Why do you think that America became interested in Burkina Faso? There was a time, I think there was during the inauguration of Donald Trump, there was a message that came out, like it was leaked a little bit, and Pan Africans took it up, and some of you were like, "It's not true. How would Donald Trump, the president of America, almighty America, have interest in inviting Traore?" So to you, you feel Traore is too small for Donald Trump to invite. Burkina Faso is too tiny to have any impact or influence on America. So you came out and spit out some things where some of us were like, there is an iota of truth in this, because Ibrahim Traore himself said that he was not going to honor that invitation. That is to say, there was an invitation. If he said he wasn't going to honor that invitation because he had some important thing to do in his own home country, that is to say, there was an invitation in the first place. And other African leaders were not invited. So a lot were like, it's not true, it's not true. So here is the reason why Donald Trump is interested. Here's the reason why the American government and the French government together are working to take out Ibrahim Traore. A lot of informations are out there. Okay, a lot of informations are out there. But sometimes the real deal, most of the times, people overlook it. Now, you remember Ibrahim Traore is working closely with the Russian president Putin, right? And it's initiated these so mixed feelings between people, and there are some people who feel like it shouldn't have gone to Putin. There are people who feel like, okay, it's okay for him to go to Putin. And for those who feel he shouldn't go to Putin, the question I have is, who should he go to? Because this country is small, we are all aware, but it has resources, we are all aware. And this leader is so young, we are all aware. And he needs the intelligence of someone older in this politics, for someone who have been fighting the same enemy he is preparing to fight. He needs information, he needs knowledge. So shifting towards Putin was an option which he feels is the best option. And mind you, it's not just Ibrahim Traore who shifted towards Putin. Niger, Burkina, Mali also shifted towards Putin as well. This Sahel state shifted towards Putin. And something phenomenal started happening in the lives of these three nations. Immediately they shifted towards Putin. Now, for that of Burkina Faso, there was something that was happening. They were preparing to initiate an idea. The idea was initiated already. The idea was initiated already. Plans were put in place and it has started. Okay? The plan of Ibrahim Traore is to have sovereign power. When he has sovereign power, he can face his enemy without fear. Because Traore knows that this enemy will never let him go, because they still need these resources of his little country to survive in their established or developed nations. And for him to scare them away, he needs military power. And how does he get this military power when he do not have equipment, he do not have the technology for this military power? That was when plans were put in place for advanced technology. And Russia agreed to help Burkina Faso. And for Burkina Faso to have military power, they need military weapons. They need that thing that make the world fear America. They need that thing that made the world fear Russia. They need that thing that made the world fear North Korea and China. And what is that thing? ICBM. the intercontinental ballistic missile. That was the target of Ibrahim Traore. Now you see why this guy is so young, but the whole world is talking about him. His dream is big. Why is his dream big? Because he knows the weight of his enemy. He wants to somehow be equal to them. There was a video I made. I don't know if that video is up, or maybe I'm going to try to see if I can upload that video of where some people were debating if Africa should have independence and have their own military equipment. Should Africa have their own ballistic missiles as well? Should they have organized army? These questions run through the minds of people, and they sat and they were debating on it. And there are reasons that were given why Africa will be, why the West will not allow Africa to have this independence, this military independence. Okay, because they know that the moment Africa come together and have this military independence, have their own, produce their own weapon, have their own ballistic missiles, it's end for them. There is nothing that they can threaten us with anymore. Because sometimes this is what they threaten our leaders with. If you mess up, if you do not agree, we're going to finish your people. If you do not agree, we're going to do this to your people. They threaten our leaders most of the times, and our leaders become puppet to them. So if Africans or African countries are able to have these weapons as well, the world will also fear us. But there was something that happened. Okay, they made Burkina Faso signed an agreement in 2022. They made Burkina Faso signed this whole nuclear weapon-free state agreement. It was signed, but it was not ratified and it was not in force. Okay, it was signed, it wasn't ratified, it wasn't in force. So Burkina Faso has signed but not yet ratified the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. So that was it. So if African nations should have nuclear weapons, they would as well be on the same line with other world powers who might intimidate them. This was the dream, or this has been the dream of Ibrahim Traore, because they would definitely fight back. There is no way Ibrahim will prohibit resources. There is no way you kick out these Europeans and Americans and they will go and sit quietly. They will definitely threaten you because you do not have nuclear weapons. And that is why Ibrahim ventured into this. For him to have nuclear weapons and working, he needed technology. And this is where Russia came into the picture. You see why mainstream media try to discourage Russia and Africa? Because they know the more relationship Russia have with Africa, the more help Russia can give. Because Africa have the resources to give in exchange for this knowledge. And recently, the soldiers in Burkina Faso were in Russia to go get more advanced knowledge on how to use some of these nuclear weapons. Okay? So the interest of Ibrahim Traore on acquiring intercontinental ballistic missile or nuclear weapons is the fear that this world power have. And that is why they are trying their best to quickly take him out, because they know that this guy is coming with force. If they do not break his backbone now, he's going to be a threat to them. And so they are doing everything to take him out. This is just it. This is the reason why Ibrahim became the target of America and France at the same time. Not just because he kicked them out, but because he's trying to see, he's doing everything possible to see that they do not return. And how do he achieve this? By also becoming independent, having his own nuclear weapons, having his own ballistic missile. So when America threatens him, he knows that he has something on ground. And remember, recently it was launched. The three Sahel countries have agreed to create something similar to this, a factory that produces their own weapon. So it's like the dream that Ibrahim had was gradually coming to reality, and they needed no time at all. They just needed to take him out. Because he is the mouthpiece of the Sahel nations. He is like that star that is leading others. Mind you, Assimi Goita, General Tiani are doing the same effort in their nations. This is it. This is the reason why there is interest. This is the reason why they are doing everything that they want to take out Ibrahim Traore. Because Ibrahim have vowed to finish them all. Since they do not have the empathy, they don't have sympathy, they can do any manipulation. They can come in the form of his own people to kill his own people. They put on military, what do you call them? Burkina Faso military uniform to go on alive Burkina base. They tried to cause civil war. They tried everything. These people are so shameless. Ibrahim feels that the way out is for him to be independent, to have his weapons, to have his own deadly weapons as well. So that when they threaten, he have something to back himself up. This is a reason. Your Majesties, I felt like sharing this information with you because this is not something you see every day on mainstream medias. Yeah, this is not something you see every day in mainstream medias. For Burkina Faso to have, signed it but not ratified it and not putting it into law, it's like a threat to them that he is venturing into this thing, and then the Sahel nations have opened their own factory of weapon production, and gradually, if they do not stop it, if they do not do anything, it's it's like the dream of these three leaders are coming to pass. It's like the dream of these three wise men in the Sahel is coming to pass. And that is why there is effort put in by world power. Now you see why the whole America is interested in Burkina Faso. For some of you who feel like Burkina Faso, what is Burkina Faso that America should be interested in? Now you understand why America is interested in Burkina Faso. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.